Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a showcase of obviously the new summer ANIS with a character that not many people ever talk about, and it's Isabel, right? This is gonna be an interesting one because Isabel, if I remember correctly, I mean I could just check, but I believe she does lower, full burst time by 5 seconds. So I guess that I want to see some of a shaft because we're losing full burst damage as well. But the thing is, we're going to be bringing litter as well to lower the cooldown of our... Or, I mean, maybe I should bring Dala as well to lower the cooldown of our burst skill. And maybe that will give us like consistent rotation in the full burst, right? Because remember, everything procs when you're in a full burst, right? At least for, what's her name? Privity and ANIS, right? Their first skills. They all proc when you're in a full burst. So I want to see if I could kind of have a team going here where we're just like kind of re-entering full burst and finishing quickly, right? Because all of it procs when a full burst activates. It doesn't have to last the entire full burst, like a full 10 seconds. So we're going to try with Dala. And let's see what happens here, right? But if for people who do not know what Isabel does, let me just read it real quick. Well, this is a bit much, right? But her second skill, every 15 seconds, she'll deal final attack as damage, deal 127.93% at level 4 skills. When you enter a full burst, she will just continuously give herself a buff. So for 45 seconds, she will give herself a crit rate. And then when she enters the burst skill again, if she has, the first buff still activated, then she'll get crit damage. The first one will repeat, and then it's the same thing for the last one. It's an attack buff, 45 seconds, and it'll repeat as long as Mark 2, which is our Mark Target 2, is still activated. And then obviously on her burst skill, deals damage, but it's the same thing as the first skill, just deals more damage. But damage taken first 5 seconds is increased to all enemies for 5 seconds. So this could be quite good, right? This could be quite good, right? And we have Dala and Litter, obviously for the attack buff and also to lower our burst cooldown. So when Helm comes out, she could actually replace Dala in that situation, but we'll see, right? So let's take a look. I don't really use Isabel like that. I only ever use her for Pilgrim Tower, or I did. I never really use her, so not really, too familiar with how well she's going to do in terms of damage, right? I've only used her like once. Her burst skill is still one of the best in the game, though, for sure. But yeah, so now she should be popping off, right? Okay, yeah, wait. So right now, we should have... All right, remember, everything is 5 seconds. So now, full burst is done. And then we're going back into a burst rotation. But with Dala and Litter, it should have lowered our cooldown by a bit, right? Or at least made it more efficient. Our burst generation is quite slow here. Oh, actually, we're back in rotation. Yeah, so will we be proccing this much faster with a team like this? Because it's only 5 seconds. Well, when we use Isabel's burst skill, it's 5 seconds, right? When we use ANIS, it's 10 seconds. When we use Isabel, it's 5 seconds. So remember that, actually. And then, yeah, we're like kind of in rotation here, right? With Dala and Litter. They're lowering our burst cooldown. What's the damage output here between these guys? 11 million from Isabel. Okay, I mean, let's use her burst skill the third time. The one thing about Isabel that I don't like is that you do have to use her burst skill 3 times. Which means by the either 5th or 6th burst skill, basically, you will fully have used her. So right now, I think we're in Litter's burst, or Anis's burst skill, my bad. And then we haven't hit our 3rd burst skill with Isabel yet, so it's unfortunate there. I think we're supposed to hit it now, but our first generation is just atrocious. So yeah, so that's the only really real downside with Isabel, is that literally when using her, you have to use 3 of her burst skills to fully get use of her, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, 45 million from ANIS, 16 million from Isabel. I mean, it's not that crazy from Isabel, honestly. 16 million. She was getting buffed as well from ANIS, right? We can try without ANIS to see how well that does. So let's actually take out ANIS and then put in I don't know. We could put in Modernia. It doesn't really matter there, right? But we could see, because she is a shotgun as well. There's no shotgun buffs there, but at least yeah, there's no shotgun buffs happening with these other teams, so that doesn't really matter. But the reload speed is also there too. Like, look how long that reload is, honestly. And then when we're in a full burst, when she lands the last bullet, reload is still quite, it's not long, but it could be way faster with ANIS. So obviously ANIS is probably just she's just really good for a lot of the Electro girls, right? Like a lot of these Electro characters or electric characters, she's really just helping them a lot, right? So 16 million we hit with ANIS. Let's see how much we're able to hit without ANIS. Obviously the number might be higher damage because of Modernia. But let's see. Right now we're at 6 million. Right? There's 50 seconds left on the clock, so we just need to gain 10 million for it to be on par. But yeah, we reload like that. And then her still not entering her burst skill. Okay, that was her second burst skill. So we need to hit one more within the course of 30 seconds. And I think we can do it with Modernia, right? Well, Modernia's burst skill is 15 seconds. It's fine. Okay, so we're progressing here. What's the damage? 12 million. And then boom. Okay, reload. We're not gonna be able to hit the burst skill. I don't think we're gonna be able to get the third burst skill. Oh, maybe we are. Okay, so that's a third burst skill, but now it's like everything's already done. But that was good. That was good. That was good right there. So how much did she hit? 17 million, and she hit 1 million more because she was able to get the burst skill going. So you can kind of see, right, there's just burst generation there, but I want to really see ANIS with like ANIS while Isabel uses her third burst skill. So really, but I mean, I guess technically I could give the Quantum Relic. I'm gonna give 2 characters the Quantum Relic, right, to burst up our thing, right? Quantum Relic. Let's try this now. Let's see if we can. I want to really get all 3 full bursts with Isabel, because then that will really show, right? Remember, she deals damage of final attack, and the previous effects proc as well, right? So first time she uses her burst skill, damage taken increase, right? What percentage is it for her actually? It is 31%. So all enemies have damage taken increase, right, for 5 seconds. Second time she uses it, it's damage dealt, right, or just damage of final attack and additional damage at third time. It will include all the 2 before that and do even more damage. So if we can really get that third burst skill, we should be fine. I think the Quantum Relic Q should help us here, but we'll see. But then you guys can kind of see ANIS just goes dumb though, right? It's really insane that she's a support, a sub DPS. She's really just one of the best ones you can have. To be honest, these numbers are crazy from her. After full burst, 22 million, right? We're already at 8 million though for Isabel, which is, I think it's better than what it was before. Okay, so her full burst is now done. So let's see if we can get one more full burst going here. Right, we have 30 seconds left to do it. I think the Quantum Relic Cube is helping us, but I don't really know. Okay, it's kind of slow here now. Okay, probably not. Probably not. I mean, it could, but we'd only have 10 seconds left to get it off. It would be nice, though, because remember, when we enter the full burst, we also will be getting Privity and ANIS's buff, right? Not to mention also Litter's buff. So if we can get it, come on, come on, here we go. We have, come on. Okay, and we got it. Oh my god, we barely got it. No, we didn't even get it, bro. 60 million again. But that would have done so much more with ANIS, right? That would have been maybe went up to the 19 million probably, right? Because with Privity's burst skill going off, ANIS's burst skill going off, and Nitter's burst skill going off, on top of, remember, by the third full burst, she gives herself an attack buff. By the third burst, by the third time she uses her burst skill, she will give herself an attack buff, and she'll be doing 500% of damage, Isabel. So really, it just comes to burst generation with that character, or this. If you're gonna run these 2, probably you could have way better burst generation, a team going there, but it's not bad, right? I mean, I think obviously if ANIS is still literally doing times 4 the damage of Isabel, there's a problem there. But Isabel was always like an iffy character, right? She was always an iffy character, so it's not like I expected Isabel to like, you know, do more than ANIS. It's just that I expect her to do a lot more. It's just the biggest problem with this character though for me is that you have to use her burst skills specifically 3 times. And then obviously with that team right there, that's my own fault, right? Like the burst generation wasn't that crazy there, but she is nice, right? You can use her. I don't really recommend using her with ANIS because when you're using ANIS, you have to use Privity, and that's 3 burst 3 characters. It's not really like worth it, right? I feel like if you're gonna use Privity and ANIS, your 3rd burst 3, if they are going to be an electric character, has to do damage. So Scarlet's a good option, Haran's a good option. I think we've tested Guillotine like on initial testing, but I need to do a dedicated video to like so I can pay attention to her skills. But she should do fine. Isabel is just not gonna do that great, unfortunately. So hopefully Nikke gives her a buff soon. Right? I think this character could really use it. But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'll see you guys next one. I'm out later. Peace.